As the capital of the world's most visited country, it's not hard to see why Paris is so popular with outsiders who flock to this iconic city for its world-class attractions, renowned food scene and fascinating Parisian culture. It's where some of the most recognisable structures on the planet reside, and Paris is one of those must-do destinations even if you aren't a fan of city breaks. With so much to see and do in this part of the world, it can be hard to narrow down the selection for your itinerary. However, I'm about to give you some pointers on the French capital's key attractions. Watch on to discover 5 absolute must-dos in Paris. Number 1. The Eiffel Tower. If you were to round up a list of global attractions to visit before you die, then the Eiffel Tower would surely be near the top. It was constructed as the entrance to the 1889 World's Fair and named after Gustave Eiffel, the man whose company designed and built it. Upon opening, the Eiffel Tower actually received a lot of criticism, with many considering it to be an eyesore, but they were clearly out of touch as it has stood the test of time and is today a cultural icon of France. You can go up the tower, which offers visitors excellent views over Paris. If you can, book tickets in advance, as its popularity often leads to big queues and on-the-day tickets selling out. My top recommendation for the tower is to view it at night from Place de Trocadero. Illuminated through the night, the Eiffel Tower comes to life on the hour every hour until 1 in the morning with a sparkling light show. Number 2. Arc de Triomphe. Standing at the centre of the Place de Charles de Gaulle, the Arc de Triomphe honours those who fought and died for France in the Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars, with the names of all French victories and generals inscribed on its inner and outer surfaces. Visitors can ascend the arch for exquisite views over Paris, and it's one of my favourite vantage points as you can see the Eiffel Tower rising above the surrounding districts. The Arc de Triomphe also sits at one end of the Avenue des Champs-Élysées, Paris's most famous street. Here you'll find theatres, cafes and some of the most incredible stores in Europe. Number 3. The Louvre. The Louvre Museum is the world's second largest art museum and the world's most visited museum, and it's a can't miss if you're ever in Paris. The Louvre hosts approximately 38,000 objects from prehistory to the 21st century, the most well known of which is the Mona Lisa. Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece is on display, but you'll have to wade through a crowd of people to see it for yourself. What I love most about the Louvre, however, were its interiors. If the word opulent has a photo next to it in the dictionary, then it should be of the grand halls and corridors that you can find here. Number 4. The Catacombs of Paris. If you're looking for something a little less classic tourist attraction, then the Paris Catacombs could be for you. A labyrinth of tunnels which sit beneath the city, they hold the remains of more than 6 million people. Visitors can explore a little over a mile of this underground system, which was first used to store bodies after a wall in Les Innocents, the city's oldest and largest cemetery in the 18th century, collapsed in a flood, causing rotting corpses to spill into a neighbouring property. It was then decided that the deceased needed to be moved somewhere more appropriate, so they transported their final resting place 5 stories underground into Paris's former quarries. Number 5. Sacre Coeur and the neighbourhood of Montmartre. Paris's Sacred Heart Basilica, or Sacre Coeur, sits atop Montmartre Hill, the highest point in the city. Whilst you can admire the building's beautiful architecture and even head inside, this landmark is known for its panoramic views of Paris. In addition to being on a hill of the same name, Sacre Coeur is part of the wider Montmartre neighbourhood, which is where you'll find artists at work, painting or drawing images of the landscape, paying patrons, or even creating with their imagination. It's also a great part of the city to grab a drink and a bite to eat, with many cafes, restaurants and bistros to choose from. So, I have just come back from 2 weeks outside of the UK. If any of you follow me at _travellingtom on Instagram, you'll know what I've been up to. For those who only follow me on here, I'm delighted to let you know that next week I'll be releasing my first proper vlog that was actually filmed in 2021. If you haven't already done so, get smashing that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you'll be informed when that one drops. I'm really excited for what's coming up and I hope you'll tune in next week to see what it's all about. But until then, thank you very much for watching and I will see you next time.